Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Astros. I'm here to talk about game 107 of the regular season. Astros win 3-0 over the Los Angeles Dodgers. Oh boy, what a game this was. Let's quickly, before I even talk about the game, let's put a little myth to bed, ladies and gentlemen. You do not need a ton of offense for a game like baseball to be super, super entertaining. 3 total runs were scored tonight. But this was one of the more interesting, captivating, and just entertaining, nail-biting games of the season. For a very long while, up until the 8th, any slip by either team could have been the end of it. Oh boy, what an evening of baseball put on display by the Astros and the Dodgers too. They did not have a half-bad night for them either. So, getting right into it, Lance McCullers gets the start. He was magnificent. I'm going to have a little love piece to him towards the end of the video. But offensively, 3rd inning, the Astros get it started. Maldonado doubles. Lance McCullers strikes out. He did strike out once, but he also hit a liner at about 88 miles per hour off the bat, which is pretty decent for McCullers, who hasn't taken it at bat in a couple years. I think, was the World Series the last? Nah, it couldn't have been the last at bat for him. 2018 would have had to have been. But he would strike out. Altuve would then line out. But a Michael Brantley double changing the tires, which sadly there's no Springer to change the tire with. He had another leadoff home run tonight. I'm happy that he's doing well. I love Springer. That's completely irrelevant. Back to the actual thing in hand. He doubles. That made it 1-0 for the Astros. After that, Correa would ground out, however. So, the next inning, it's little things, right? Perfect double play ball to Carlos Correa. He just does not field the ball well. He doesn't really field it well. It was a little bit of a bobble. Throw to Altuve. And Altuve, I like where your head's at. I really do. He goes for the bare hand to try to immediately get a throw off to first to try to get a double play. It does not work. And instead of an easy double play, a slight error by Correa, which made a bad throw to Altuve, which made a bad decision by Altuve. And now, instead of the inning being over, there's 2 on and 1 out. And that means you start to get a little nervous. Now, Lance would get out of it, so that's a positive. No runs were scored that inning. No runs were scored on Lance this evening. A little bit later on, 5th inning, I pride myself on trying to be unbiased, right? I want to critique the Astros where I see fit, and I want to praise and critique the other team where I see fit. Mookie Betts, you kind of forget that he's a pretty good second baseman. 5th inning, and when I say this, I truly mean it, absolutely robs Michael Brantley on this diving line drive. A beautiful play by Mookie Betts, playing his original position of second base, which he's one of those players that, like, I know in the back of my mind, like, I have that piece of information tucked away that he played second base for the first, 3 years of his career, and then I'll see him at second base. I'm like, why are they playing Mookie Betts at second base? But he showed tonight, hey, might be an outfielder, might be an MVP outfielder with 10 wins above replacement. I can still play second pretty darn well. He had it was a gorgeous play by Mookie Betts in that inning. Another player who I'm pretty fond of in Mookie Betts. Anyway, McCullers just keeps on rolling, clean 5th. Scoreless 6. He just keeps on trucking. 6th inning gets a little dicey. Line drive off of his ankle-y shin area looks pretty painful. He would get the next batter to strike out after that. My watch just told me that it's charging now, so that's neat to hear in the background to the audio. But he takes the liner off the ankle, strikes the next guy out, and at that point you kind of think, okay, he's going to get out of it. Walks Mookie Betts. That's not ideal, especially since he had him down 0-2. Would have been real ideal if he could have just got the strikeout there. And at that point, Dusty Baker pulls Lance McCullers Jr., and Lance was not happy about it. He wanted this game, and he wanted specifically that inning. And who do you bring in? Blake Taylor. So, in theory, this is not a horrid idea, right? In theory, pulling a fatigued pitcher is not a bad idea. That's fine. But Lance was rolling tonight, and I would have been fine leaving him in there for Max Muncy. Again, we won, so I'm not going to critique it too much. The Blake Taylor thing I'm not a big fan of, because I get that in the theory you go, oh, but Weston, Blake Taylor's a lefty, Max Muncy is a lefty, he's playing he's platooning him. Max Muncy runs reverse splits. He is better against left-handed pitchers than right-handed pitchers. So that theory kind of doesn't work too well there. Now, on that, Blake Taylor, believe it was a 3-0 count, battles back, gets a full count, and Muncy swings and misses. Strike 3. And you can almost hear, even from Florida, the entirety of the city of Houston just take a massive sigh of relief. Next inning, right? 8th inning. Who else to crack it open but the one that the Dodgers traded for basically nothing? oh boy, Yordan Alvarez gets into one, absolutely smashes it to right center field. It's gone. 3-0 Astros. They extend the lead. Boy, was that a nice one to watch. In the bottom of the 8th, then Graveman comes in. Now, was it as good as his first appearance for the Astros? No, but let's be honest, that nothing might top that. That is one of the greatest innings in Astros history. So I'm not really imagining any real inning has a good chance of topping that because of just how spectacular it was. 9th inning, Astros don't really get anything going except for a beautiful Maldonado slide where he tripped over the second baseman's glove. Or not the second baseman, I think it was Kyle Seager. Wait, is it Kyle Seager on the... Seager, one of the two. I'm an idiot. Trips over Seager's glove, slides into second base, and hits him with, a look that you cannot really say anything other than that is a man who could easily steal anyone watching this is girl. He is simply the best, Maldonado. Beautiful, beautiful double by him. In the bottom of the 9th, we bring in Ryan Stanek. He has a pretty nice inning of work. Gets a strikeout. He was pumped up. The entirety of the Astros were pumped up tonight. Huge win. So, Lance goes 6 2/3, 4 hits, 2 walks, 0 earned runs, and 9 strikeouts. Beautiful game by him. I'm going to talk about him a little bit more at the end. Blake Taylor does his job in his third of an inning. He gets the strikeout of Max Muncy. He did what he was supposed to. Kendall Graveman, pretty good outing. Hit a batter and gave up a hit, but got a strikeout, or a pair of strikeouts, excuse me. Again, pretty good night. It's going to be really hard for him ever to top or touch what he did in his debut, because that is, I said it once, I'll say it as many times as I have to, that was one of the greatest innings by an Astros pitcher. Ryan Stanek, he comes in on the 9th. He does his job. He did good. He gets the save. Hopefully that won't be the setup and reliever, or the setup and save guy. Only temporary till Presley comes back from the birth of his child. Congratulations by that on the way, Presley family. Offensively, they were pretty inept tonight, actually. 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position, 8 men left on. They did enough. The Astros pitching staff shut out the Dodgers. And on that note, I've put it off. Lance McCullers Jr. tonight. Oh, what an evening by Lance McCullers Jr. He went into a stadium, right? Packed house, sellout for the Dodgers. Largest crowd by attendance in all of Major League Baseball this season. And almost every individual there hated the Astros' guts. And therefore, hated Lance McCullers Jr.'s guts. Now, Lance has always sort of been the pitcher that excels at home, right? He has, I believe, the lowest ERA in Minute Maid Park history, right? So everyone knows how good he is at home. This season, he's been pretty good on the road. This game was a test for Lance McCullers Jr. And boy, oh boy, he went in and he shut down a top 3 offense in baseball. He was electric. He was outstanding. And he proved, once again, a note that for some reason some Astros fans aren't really keen to admit. Lance McCullers is an ace, and he is our ace. And guess what? He's going to be our ace for at least another 5 years. I would hopefully assume for the rest of his career. And my goodness gracious. This is, I know I've said it a few times this year, but this specifically, given the context, given the opponent, given everything about it, might be the best game he's ever pitched. This is at least one of the top 5. This was a ridiculously good outing by Lance McCullers Jr. Oh, what a game. What a game by the Astros to go in there and make a statement against the Dodgers. What an evening to completely just shut them down. This was unreal. Unreal. I was freaking nervous all throughout it. Pitching duels are just as good as offensive explosions, and you can put that down for me. This was a great game, super intense, super nerve-wracking, edge of your seat from the moment it started, playoff atmosphere. And currently, they lead the season series over the Dodgers 2-1, which hopefully they can win the season series tomorrow against the Dodgers. That game is going to start at 9:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8:40 Central. We're going to send out Jake Odorizzi to the mound, who rolls in with a 4.30 ERA. But let's remember, gentlemen and ladies, that ERA is a little unfair because of his first few horrific starts where he just wasn't ready yet. They're going to send out this guy. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of him. He's a pretty decent pitcher. His name is Max Scherzer. He rolls in with a 2.76 ERA. Hopefully, the Astros can take the series. And that'd be a way to make a statement against the Dodgers. And I'll be here after that. So that's all I have to say for the evening. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. And as always, go Stros.